You feel that now? I feel like Rocky in this one, baby. Let's go. Alright, check it. Blast from the past, back from the future. So if I pull the trigger in the past, you know you and your future. I'm still hustling, still hugging the block. The referee to the shit, I'm still calling them shots. I can't be stopped, that's what I told you. I'm living my life like a box of Crayolas. I'm cutting up white, smoking that green. Purple color pens, I'm still making this cream. I'm so sick, check my throat quick. My wrist light up a room like a handful of glow stick. I'm like spoiled milk, the kids gone bad. Then it's the minutes my pen touches the pad. Niggas is mad, but the ladies is good.
Welcome to season 14 of the Reggae Show. I can't even hear the clock because they're like all before it. Does 8 o'clock mean 8:15 gringo time? Quite possibly, especially when you have a mostly Dominican cast here. Anthony, you're not Dominican, right? Are you?
I'm Colombian.
Colombian. Okay, so now we have Panamanian, Colombian,
Chile,
Puerto Rican,
Spaniard.
Yeah, I got some Spaniard in me too. Ooh. So I might colonize the conversation.
I'd like to welcome to the show. Juan Bago. He's been on the show a ton of times. Jamie's been on a few times. Anthony's first time, so welcome Anthony to the show.
Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Cue the delayed clap. Audio.
Popping that cherry. Popping that Rico cherry.
And his Dominican by fire.
That too, yeah.
That's good. So
wait, Rick, you said 14th season? Does that mean 14 years?
No. You guys, Jamie, you get the same shit every time.
I know.
Apparently, people don't know what a season means. But yeah. So Bago briefs. I'm gonna jump right into it, real hard. No Vaseline.
Remember, it's Anthony's first time.
Today,
Anthony's first time.
I gotta change my briefs. I don't know.
I'm getting the vibes for season 14. You're going all in.
All in. We're trying to get into the briefs, inside the briefs on this episode.
Yeah, man.
So how'd the idea come about? I know all three of you have been longtime collaborators. I love the fact that before you dropped it, Bago and Anthony was dropping like little vignettes and clips that you guys had done in the past, sort of like to like cue it in. But how'd the idea come about? And I'm kind of hearing myself somewhere else, but I'll let you guys take the floor.
Yeah. So back in 2021, Julio Vedera from Futuro Media approached me that he sort of wanted to get a segment from me to be a part of a Latino late night initiative that they wanted to pitch to Warner Media. And around that time, I was trying to see if there's a certain type of thing that I haven't done in a while, and was man in the street stuff. But I sort of wanted to have it on a topic, and I know that I was picking between politics and how Latinos they're not all Democrats, and especially in Washington Heights, and then the label Latinx. And so I ended up picking the Latinx one in 2021. I did the pilot. Shout out to Ricky Rosario, who was the director of the pilot episode. And then last year, 2022, Julio wanted to re-up again. He wanted 6 episodes. And I approached Anthony to say, look, let's direct this. Let's put this together. We brainstormed. We developed it for a few months, and here we are.
So how'd Jamie come in the fold? I mean, I know you guys obviously.
Oh, wow, you say that so like
why Jamie? Why Jamie?
I get what Bago's doing in it, I get what Anthony's doing in it.
I think I asked Mike straight up, like, yo, I could just put me in as some quick, stupid character that, comes in and out. And I didn't think he was gonna say
yes.
Yes, right away. He was immediately like, yeah, yo, tell me what you want to do, and we'll do it.
Rick, we I don't know if you've ever experienced this. I know Jamie has. I know Anthony has. In the pilot episode, I had Jamie in it, and Jamie was talking about the whole history of Latinx. And so we go ahead, and then we had to do, obviously we were doing Knuckles, that came out.
Yeah.
Jamie was in it, and I was like, so at the time I was like, yo, I got good news and I got bad news. You made Knuckles. You're in it. You got cut out of Bago Briefs. And he was like, yo, no, but shit was mad funny, man. That shit was the funniest part of the whole thing. Are you gonna cut that out? Man, whatever. So then when he went ahead and asked Ant and I if he wanted to be in that segment, I thought he was kidding around.
Yeah.
And then he was persistent, which is a great trait to have. And so we were like, fine. And Jamie wrote those 6 segments.
He did the
He
pieces.
wrote those. That was his. Yeah, that
That
was
was
his
all
baby as far as those scenes and everything.
You know that we had to cut that down a lot though. So I'm waiting for the JFernz director's cut.
JFernz
So we can see my scenes a little, you know,
on the DVD.
Unedited 20-minute scenes that we shot
on
for each
Patreon.
episode.
If you pay a
Patreon, yeah.
you will get the Jamie.
Yo,
Jamie's
that's an
gonna
idea,
narrate it. Yeah, but Jamie's gonna have to narrate it. Yo, right here, this is what it.
Yeah.
Yo, don't you agree with me? Why
They should have never cut this piece.
They never cut that out. That's gold right there, man. The rules of 3.
Dang.
Yeah.
It'll be the Bago Briefs Jamie Boxers edition. So you have boxes and
There we go.
briefs.
There we go.
So Anthony, you do a ton of voiceover work. By the way,
Yes.
I love when you put up little videos where you're like, all right, so we're gonna play this character, and then you go with the intricacies. It's been a while on how to do voiceover work. So I want you to talk a little bit about your experience in this whole industry, because obviously we know you from the background and all that stuff. But how'd you get into it?
I originally wanted to be. I mean, I still am. I want to be an actor. And when you want to be an actor, especially around being a Latino actor,
Yeah,
a lot of the times you
Bago's getting all the roles.
Bago's getting all the roles, so I had to write my own. I had to write my own because Bago's getting all the roles. No, so I was like, well, I could either sit here and wait, or I can just kind of make my own stuff and figure out how to edit, figure out how to direct, figure out how to write, and then I went into voiceover as
Jerry's giving away gold right now.
So I went into voiceover with the same thing, where I kind of felt like that was where my career was heading as far as the acting wise, and I love it. I love doing that, and I love being able to still direct and write and do that. So I kind of merged everything together, where it's just learn as much as I can, and then have each and every one of the stuff that I do kind of inspire the other stuff that I do. So if I do a character's voice, that might inspire me of a scene that I want to do later on. If I do a scene, then that might be like something I want to write. And I always hit up Jamie and Bago for stuff like, hey, I might want to do this, or what if we collab and do this? Do you think this is a possibility? And Bago,
I'm like, new number, new phone. Who's this?
Jamie.
I was gonna ask who's the better actor, Anthony, but obviously it's Bago between Jamie and
Chill.
I play variations. I think we both play a lot of variations on ourselves, you know.
Yeah.
So I've been watched the whole thing. I gotta say.
Oh, you binged it. You binged Bago Brief? Say that 3 times fast.
That's good wordplay right there.
Binge Bago's Brief. I loved the Jamie pieces where supposedly Bago's getting an idea on how to pitch this to the. And I love the whole idea of it, because you take subjects that we're very green on as a community, like with the CBD, the Bitcoin stuff. The Vapor Rub CBD thing was very interesting. I think that product exists. I think you're onto something there. I think you're onto something there. So I really love the Men on the Street. It was good to see Bago back on the streets harassing people. I saw a couple familiar faces, which I really liked. Some I know were very unintentional. One of my high school classmates was on it.
Which one?
In the CBD episode, is Gabriel. He's like, yeah, that's yeah. It's him and another guy. And the other guy's just like quiet.
But you know what's so crazy is that 181st, I joked around. It's funny because my wife, we were in Washington Heights near the area that we were shooting, and she ran into someone who's also voiceover. She does she's a translator and stuff. And I say that 181st, that area is the Dominican Times Square. Where you went into
100%.
people were hitting me up like tagging people like, yo, look, you were in there. So there were certain people that I'm like, oh my God. And it's funny because when I was shooting on St. Nicholas, you have more very, very, very Dominican. And then when we shot on Broadway, which is near a Blink,
the glass wall,
currency, there was a different, like a lot of working professional younger Latinos were coming out of the gym, and it was a great balance, but also running into people that you're like, it's like, yo, what's up? It's crazy how small the world is when you're Dominican in 181st,
especially on that street.
How,
because you know how our older generation is. How'd you get that old lady to agree to film? One of the best scenes, I think you reposted it twice, is the one that says, "No me hable de eso."
Oh, the yoga.
I have a secret weapon because shout outs to Jonathan Mendoza, who is such a great dude, like a sweet dude. And every time I finished, he's like, mira, no, like he pumped it up so that after the fact they're like, no, I don't want to be on camera or anything, because they look, man, the best comedy gold were the people that just don't want to be bothered. They don't want to be bothered. They just they're like, leave me alone. And it was a Sunday and it was early, and so people, don't want to be in there. But at the end of the day, like, it was nothing gotcha. You know what I mean? Like, there was nothing that I content wise where they're gonna look back and be like, oh my God, I got embarrassed, or I was the butt of the joke. It was just more of trying to grasp, is this TV? Is this cable? Is this YouTube? Like some people, I'm asking these questions, they don't even know what YouTube, you know what I'm saying? So it sort of was a thing where at the end of the day, when the camera was off, I'm also talking to them like, look, we're just doing it. Like, I wanted to know about crystals. That's the main thing. So if it was something of more gotcha or in their face, I think that they're like, no, like, no, I don't want this. But it was a general conversation, and I caught that lady when she was eating in the morning. She didn't want to be bothered, which is people. A lot of people related to that because there's a lot of people who have those días. Like, yo, me quieto, coño, está haciendo mucha cándalo. It was so genuine, which was the fun part of. I get flashbacks to some of my older relatives of how when I was a young kid bugging the shit out of them, it was the same exact type of reaction when I put the mic in their face.
That's what I got when you were asking about yoga, CBD, and cryptocurrency, and on all the episodes. When you're on the street and we're talking to people a little bit older. I mean, we're on the older side already, but a little bit older than us. Look at
Hey, that's not what my filter says. Okay. clear skin, baby, all the way.
And whose idea was it to cast Jerry as a cop?
Ooh, that's a good one.
That was comedy gold.
Hey, Jerry's in the chat, so we could probably. No, that's a fact. I own it. Therapy. No, like with Jerry, it was funny because originally he wasn't gonna be the cop for the yoga, but it was a day that I'm like, Jerry has to be in something every time we're shooting, and so I knew that it would throw people off a little bit if you see him. You're thinking he's gonna buy some CBD, but he's the cop. Yeah. But that's props to Jerry. That's always saying yes.
Jerry did an Oscar-worthy performance.
He sold it.
Always.
He sold it.
Got flashbacks of 42nd Street of all those cops that are just sitting around with the Yankee jersey, and they're pretending to be like, part of the crew.
Yeah. Which is funny because when I told Jerry, look, I want you to be this, he goes, yo, I got you. I know what they want. I know the whole outfit.
You do his voice so good.
If they ever bring back New York Undercover, I think Jerry
no more.
should be one of the cops.
Yeah.
No, Jerry has to be in New York Undercover, the reboot.
Is he reprising Malik Yoba's role?
Yeah.
For sure. He can't be. What was the name of the other officer?
Michael DiLorenzo.
Michael DiLorenzo.
Michael DiLorenzo.
So, did they take your direction well, Anthony, on the set? Where was there diva behavior, or was it
Jamie had diva behavior all the time.
Oh.
Non-disclosure agreement, Anthony.
I thought it was gonna be Bago.
It's great because Jamie's there, and Jamie always keeps us on like track as far as like comedy wise. Like we'll it's one thing to kind of have the script in front of you and then you kind of say it out and then you do it on set and you're like, something's not working here. And Jamie's not afraid to be like, wait, I think we should change this or shorten this or do this. And so sometimes what we have written down is great, and then it gets even better when we're there because he's able to just think of stuff like even the meta. When we did the meta, we didn't plan for that whole thing with the same T-shirt. Like that wasn't really planned.
I forgot about that episode.
But we caught it right away, and we were like, oh yeah, we have to do this. Like this speaks to that episode. But yeah, everybody, even Jerry, I knew that he was going to be in more than one episode because like once we had him as the cop, then me and Mike were like, we have to bring him back now. Like
100%.
He has to be in another scene.
Rick, that's the secret sauce. I feel like people don't realize is that when you have a circle of friends that are really talented, that even a non-speaking thing just is another level because it's just everything is hit. You know, sometimes you can have somebody that just trying to get experience, but when you have a circle of friends, like every scene, every character just pops, and that's like the beauty of our circle of friends that are actors and comedic.
Especially when the experiments were all almost just physical, like the people that we got to play, like Jonathan and the neighbors, they were all good physically as well. So that's kudos to them to like not even words, and they're still able to be funny. So
I think that Jason Rosario's mother was also
Haiti. She killed it. She
did a great job.
She's awesome, and that was kudos. I think Jerry was the one that recommended me to get her. And so, like, she was awesome. She was game, and I think it was fun because
Jerry's a casting agent for other people's moms.
I was about to do an impression, but I think
that's what he just no do one more Jerry. Jerry pitching you.
Ooh.
About
improv.
What is it again? What was the question?
So it's Jerry approaches you about pitching an actress or an actor that he's worked with previously.
Mike, you know when it comes to moms that are actresses, I got you, Pop. Hold on, let me DM her real quick.
Yeah, man.
Oh, shit. You got right back to me right away. Shout out to Jason.
Even the mannerisms. Yo.
Haiti, don't tell your son Jason. You and me, all right? No, he gonna pay you.
Jerry, notice I'm not doing your accent on this show because I respect you.
I'm gonna catch.
I'm holding back.
Rick, I'm doing this. Yo, Rick, I did that because you asked, but I'm catching so much heat after this. Ooh.
No.
Oh my god.
It's probably like being on set. So you guys allowed each other the freedom to play like with certain lines because like I'm pretty sure like Jaime and Bago like, I don't think this is the way I want this one to hit or land, and I don't think the punchline is here. So you guys gave each other room to improv a little bit or work around and get to the joke.
Yeah. Well, I mean, a lot of the show is him just talking to real people. Like it's a different kind of. I mean, I guess with my scenes.
With your scenes in particular, when.
Yeah, no, with my scenes, I want to do it like 5 different ways, and then I'm like, Anthony, figure it out and edit it.
It works though. It works.
Yeah. So I want to do different jokes and different. Nothing is like sacred, so we just.
One of the beautiful things with Anthony being the editor and Jaime doing a lot of post production. Same thing with Jerry, since he's in the chat. Is that when we're doing the scene, we're almost looking at it as an editor, and so that we know that Jaime was like, "Let me try this one," because when you're editing some stuff, especially if you're doing a POVs, you might have a different reaction shot or something that can hit. So I think that that's the beauty of working with actors that understand post-production and how it's going to edit. Jaime's thinking that way, where it's like, okay, you might want to use this one. And if it doesn't, it is what it is. Or sometimes I remember there's one part where Jonathan gave us a quick idea and Jaime ran with it and it worked in post. So it's the Room 28 days where when we did we were doing so many sketches, but we understood that when Anthony was going to edit, we gave him more because sometimes on set is not the same when you're in post.
It's great when you're working with like a funny like a director who has like a good sense of humor and is a funny person in his own right. Because I've worked with unfunny directors and they're just
shout them out, bro.
They don't let you cook, right? They don't let you cook. They're like, I think we're good here. And Anthony will like let you do what you need to do, and he'll also
you express yourself,
right? And he'll also adjust it. Like it's like, Jamie, I like this part. Maybe maybe the penis joke is a little too much. It's a family show.
And Jamie's like, no, I need to have it. I'm like, let him cook. Go ahead.
Good. Right. So,
that's awesome.
I mean, you guys know each other very well. You've been working with each other for a really
Jamie since 2006.
Wow.
2007 is
when we were high school, right? That was when we were high school.
Let's be naked comedian. That's a good way to put it.
And I recently mentioned
Jerry's funny, yeah.
Jerry's the best.
And I recently mentioned on WPIX that me and Anthony met back in 2009 at a 24-hour shooting contest as the writers and the lead. So we sort of know our nuances. We sort of know. It's like when you're like I always do the sports analogy, but it's almost like when you're on the same basketball team for 4 years. You know the continuity. You know their spots. You know their this person struggles with this over here. Let's change it up a little bit. But I think that's why Bago Briefs was the way it was, because at the end of the day, it's like, all right, get in your position. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do that. And then in post, it's like right away. Ant knows what he wants, and that's the other advantage too. Is Ant knows what he wants in post, so it helps out a lot.
Me and Mike met in '78.
Wow, bro, same crib, literally same crib.
Yeah,
same crib.
So is it a one-off, or are we gonna get a second season? I mean,
are we gonna get the tea? Like
the tea right now?
The tea.
Drop the trailer.
Exclusive. Here we go.
Exclusive.
And
are you ready?
I mean, it's gotten I think it flows so well into each other with the narration. Then you meet up with Jamie, and you have that comical conversation, and then the man on the street just takes it.
I think they're gonna kill me off in season 2. For the good of the show.
Hey, you said it out loud, so when it happens, you said it out loud. I'll just
live and it's recorded. So
you said it.
On today's Bago Briefs, we're going to talk about assault, and then this Jamie gets assault.
It's done.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. When we thought about it, when we were doing it, it felt good, but the fact that where we're at right now in 2022, 2023, and how the community is, and like the type of comedy and the way the community was felt from it, there's like, that's the beauty of anything. You could do a web series, you could do a short film, you could do a lot of stuff, and it has the legs. The foundation is there, but like I said, it's a process, but we're hoping, this is not the last that you've seen of Bago Briefs. It might be in a different variation, but it definitely has the bones of something that can be done again and again and again. So
absolutely.
Funny.
So I think
different variation means like it's gonna be a cartoon animated. And Anthony's gonna do 95%.
He's gonna voice everybody.
Yeah. Even Mike.
You guys are not gonna be in it. He's just gonna animate it himself.
He's gonna animate it
voice everybody's character.
He's a one-stop shop. This guy.
Jamie, I think your death scene was already done. Apparently, the
casted the kill already.
Spoiler alert.
This was already planned.
Hey, that's the breaks.
Yes, more Bago Briefs for everyone.
Yes.
I mean, how do you feel about that, bro? Everybody's calling for your underwear, for your like.
I know. I didn't even.
Are we have to put you in a Calvin Klein ad? Like,
oh no.
Oh, that would be so cool.
I got a keg. I don't have a 6-pack anymore. So
I prefer Bago Briefs to Bago Commando. I'll tell you that. So.
This is why you make the good.
This is why, See how quick?
This is why I'm getting killed
Your
off.
name. So yeah.
I mean, the name itself is pretty funny, and I know when people heard the name, they went to Tidy Whitey's immediately.
Well, the funny thing is the original use of Bago briefs
Was to be a correspondent, right? Like on the
back in my modeling days. No, after my first movie failed. No, I was doing a newsletter back in 2014, and I needed a name for it. And shout out to Ariel Ferreira, who was like, "Yo, you should name it Bago Briefs because it's like a newsletter and it's brief." And I was like, "Woo!" And so that was that. Never creatively. And then when we had to go do the Man in the Street and it had to be a short content, that's where I brought it back. And I was like, "Yo, it works." So I'm numb to it. At first, when I did the newsletter, I'm like, "Get it? You're getting this." But now it's been so I've used it. It's been in my brain for so long that people react to it. I was like, "Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, Bago Briefs, right?"
I mean, it's a beautiful word to use. I don't know if you've heard, but Trevor Noah's leaving the Daily Show, and I think that this would be a fantastic part to add to the show. Maybe we get our first Latino host of the Daily Show. I think that would be fantastic. I'm just putting it out there in the universe. Maybe
the Daily Bago. The Daily Bago.
Yeah.
That would be so cool.
I gotta talk to my Jamie, Jerry, and Anthony to see if they're okay. And then,
well, this is going to be a ton of firing. Probably keep Roy Wood Jr. on.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, who really watches Comedy Central anyway nowadays, right?
Wow, you're on the roll today.
He's like, fire.
So let me ask you real quick, Jamie, who else do we want to bury tonight? Directors.
It has to come out naturally. I don't want to just like.
Like
I don't want to just torch people, for no reason.
I have a kill list.
How long is the show? Give him another 30 minutes. Maybe in your segments it'll come out naturally. Like it'll come out like that,
Yeah.
So speaking of segments, let's do one real quick. Which I don't even have the I failed on this episode.
Do I need pants for this segment? I just want to make sure.
I hope you're wearing pants.
Because I got
I kind of feel like this is like a Zoom call.
No.
It's just natural,
Oh,
hey,
actually,
it's Jamie's briefs in my room right now.
Briefs.
So that's what I'm rocking.
Wow. We got one more comment.
Fruit of the Loomies.
There's a lot of comments coming in. Jamie is a comedian. He's funny.
Yeah, like LOL funny.
Oh,
I see what you did there.
Nice.
Touche, sir.
The more you know.
Touche, sir. So you guys heard of the game Fuck, Marry, Kill. But on this show, we love it, okay with it, I hate it.
Ooh, that's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's talk about Latinos, right?
Go.
3 episodes: yoga, CBD, and let's do the Bitcoin because everybody's talking about Bitcoin.
The crypto.
The cryptocurrency. Who would like to go first?
Is it what was it? Love it, hate it,
Love it,
lick it, and what else?
Love it. Okay with it, hate it.
Love it, okay with it, hate it.
And I'm talking about the Latinos community's comfort with.
The overall.
Okay. I was about to give some side eyes, but go ahead.
Let's start with Jamie. He's on the roll today.
I think community mostly loves like CBD products, right? I don't know. Or what the actual ingredient of CBD. I don't know if they know like CBD as well. What is it? Yoga and Bitcoin. I think they hate it because I just don't think they know what that is.
They don't understand.
Yeah.
Sure.
We're all about seeing and touching things.
It's like and especially in the heights, it's probably more food stamps than Bitcoins.
Those don't exist no more, sir. It's just direct.
No, you know what? Yeah, I used to live near like a welfare office, and it closed down like 5 years ago. So I should know that that's not really there anymore. And yoga, what like it? I think yoga because there's a lot of.
Okay with it?
okay with it because there's a lot of like exercise spots nowadays. Like even where Mike shot, there's like a blink. I'm sure they do like some yoga.
But nobody was into the yoga, surprisingly.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So
Well, I'll wait my turn, but go ahead.
No,
I'm done.
Go ahead. Bago, go ahead. Finish that.
I'll go next. Yeah. So what is it again? So it's CBD, yoga, and Bitcoin or crypto. And it's love it, like it, and hate it.
Okay with it.
Okay with it. Okay with it.
Okay, love and hate.
I'm gonna as far as I'm gonna say CBD, love it, right? Because the Latinos that I interviewed that know it loved it. Crypto, okay with it because they don't know enough information, but there's a universal blanket of trust. And yoga because the people, a lot of like there's stuff that we don't even have on like that we didn't show. Every Dominican doña that is religious hates yoga.
Oh, really?
That's interesting.
Because they look at it as a religion and the whole hum and the whole
that's right.
The whole like thing, they hate it. That's why
get so downward dog. I don't want no downward dog in my house.
So they're like, I don't need it. I have Christ. And that's so because of the religious aspect of it, right? That tipped the scale, and Anthony and I were very surprised because when we were coming up with the topics, yoga was like, should we be more specific to alienate and make people, hot yoga, whatever? And we stuck with yoga. And when I went out there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna just have to have more fun with the Photoshop stuff. Yeah. And I'm telling you right now, there was 2 women there like because we did it a couple. So we did it some parts of St. Nicholas and 181st and 179th. There's a church. And they were heading there like with their Bibles in their hands, and I was like, "Yo, what about yoga?" And there was multiple people that are like, "Yo, get that, yo, no," because of the religious aspect of it, and they do not. They feel like it's demonic, and it's just get that shit out of my face. So I will say hate it because of so many people that are very negative towards it.
CBD over yoga. That surprises me.
Yeah, there's layers to that yoga answer.
Man. Anthony, what about you? Love it, okay with it, hate it?
I'll go with the afterthought after we described to these people what it was, because a lot of them didn't know. And so the afterthought, I would say, once they knew what yoga was, I think that they're okay with it. Like some of them like the idea of the chancleta pose, like they laughed at that. They could kind of see like, okay, maybe.
I like the lady that was like,
like even those 2 ladies who I felt were the most against you when you first came up to them, Mike, when they were like, no, we don't do that. Like after you explained it, they started laughing. They're like, you know what, maybe we're taking this too seriously. Maybe it isn't what it is. So I would say they like it, except for the ladies like, God is my yoga. That was the only person who was just like, I'm not changing that. I think love it would be CBD. I think a lot of the people, especially the older people, once you said that it wasn't the THC in it, and you said the Vicks. You said Vicks, and that opened up a whole other world for them. They were like, "Oh, if it's that, then yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do that." So they love that. And then I think hate it was crypto. Like even after we explained what crypto was, people were still kind of indifferent to it, or some people were just like, "I don't know." Like it's so new to them and so foreign that they were just like, "I guess crypto."
I think even our most intelligent financial people are feeling the same thing about cryptocurrency. I got some questions here. One's from Jerry. Where did your man on the street costume come from?
Oh.
So in the first
I love
pilot
the book,
episode,
by the way.
thank you. So in the first pilot episode, it was chic bum, right? So I was like with the sweats, with the tie, and everything, and it was just not working. So it's inspired by the Saint Latter-day Saints of Mormons.
Yeah, Mormons.
I was a Dominican. I was a Dominican Mormon, and which funny again when I was shooting the promo, the intro. So shout outs to Brian.
Yeah.
He shot walking down the street, and I was getting so many looks like, wow, they got a Dominican to be a Mormon. Wow.
So does that make you? Does that make you a Mormon? I can't say it. Mormonican. That make you a Mormonican. Can we just edit that part out?
Dominican,
More minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So
That would have been great if he would have landed it on the first try.
In my head, I pronounced it perfect, and when I was like, "Wait, it's a hard word."
They honestly thought you were shooting something else.
Well, Mike was also pointing to people, like people he didn't know. There's like a bunch of shots that I had to cut out that was super hilarious because he's there like this, and people are like, "Who the hell is that? Like, why is he pointing at me?" Who is that?
But that's where I tap. That's where I tap into my trolliness. Like I don't.
That's right.
I have. Even before I started all of this, I remember there was one time where a friend of mine was like, "Yo, you owe me $10," but and then he had his dad's closet had the craziest fucking outfits ever. This is like in the night. This is like way back when. Jerry knows my boy. He made me go into his car. I had like a cheap purple suit with like all that shit. And he was like, "Yo, I want you to go to the liquor store with that outfit and ask for liquor." So then I went, but the problem was his car broke down and I had to push the car to a gas station in this outfit with everybody looking at me. So I've had years and years where I don't give a shit. Like I just troll. So for me, when I was in the Mormon outfit and people giving me dirty looks, like for real giving me dirty looks, I'm still stuck in character. Like, yeah, this is who I am. So, yeah.
Godlike trolling from Bago, by the way.
They think you're gonna come and ask them about God, and you're really asking about yoga. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
Somebody asked, how long did you guys shoot the show for?
So the man in the street, I think was 2 to 3 days. But then we had to do Jamie scenes and we had to do some other stuff. So I think if we put it all together, production wise, probably 4 days.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Jamie stuff was separate, you know, controlled environment, and then the man in the
my stuff was shot over a span of 4 weeks.
And
I could only do 30-minute days, shooting days. So
that beautiful set you guys rented, where? Because Mike had to walk down some stairs for this. Who picked the location for that, or is that Jamie's
That's my apartment?
That's Mike's. He has the secret room.
Yeah, I have a secret dungeon.
That's your lair.
Yeah,
that's my lair.
Your troll.
That's where I did my last episode with you in the podcast. Like this is where.
Oh no, sir.
That's his no sex dungeon.
Dick H was on the show.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah.
Dick H was on the show.
Yeah.
That was great.
More Mormonican.
Oh my God.
I can't even say it, even after I gave it a second shot.
Yo, this is fantastic because now we're getting porn.
I saw.
Yo, she follows me. She follows me on.
Mom, I told you not today. Mom, please.
This is fantastic.
Wow.
If I swear to God, if this is Mike, this is
no.
This would be amazing.
This is very organically body.
Girls 18.
This is organic body.
That's
wow.
That's too close for comfort. Girls 18 point site.
Yeah.
Somebody said that's your Jerry, of course.
Hispanic room. Jerry these are our jewels. These are jewels.
Yeah.
He said, "Don't mind, I'm just
casting."
Girls 18 size, probably. Okay, Jerry, thank you.
Oh, wow.
So Eli, let's hear from a woman's point of view. Talking about Bago's briefs.
So my favorite episode was the Crystal episode, obviously, and that was something that I wanted to talk to you about. So, did you learn anything? Did you feel like people were gravitating towards that question? Do you feel like it basically was like, you know what? Let me just forget about crystals and let me just believe in Christ. What did you feel?
That was another episode too that there was pushback too. But there was this guy that I remember, he was the best. Like the way he interviewed it, and he was like, with the one that was like, no offense.
Yeah.
Because, you know, again, one of the big theme of the whole series is knowledge and where these Latinos are getting their information from. And from the traditional, like when you're religious, like to get crystals, again, another guy, like it was just, there were certain people that just came and they were like, there was this dude that sounded like he was white. And he was like, yeah, I got crystals and I got money.
Right.
We're like, yo. And shout outs to Ron Kane too, who answered it beautifully as well. But I feel like in all the topics, specifically crystals, I feel like, okay, so let me not go sidetrack, but there was that lady that was in she was in the wheelchair. And she answered about the metaverse, and she was super, like, she got it. Like she was in her 70s, but she got it. She's like, if I can have the metaverse, I can go to any museum internationally. And I'm like, and when we were talking, I was like, yo, this woman's worldly. She gets it. But unfortunately, a lot of times in the community, they get their information from one spot and they don't want to expand. Right. So especially with crystals, there's a stigma. So there's a lot of these stigmas that have been thrown down to them, and they didn't want to go beyond. But I was surprised that some of the younger individuals that were mentioning, they knew it and they understood why the older Latinos weren't getting to it, because of, purposely, not letting individuals really know that it's not harmful at all. Like, be open to it.
So. Yeah, and what I like about that is the fact that you're bringing our generations together. It's about our community. So I want to give you guys your props, because I think you guys kind of nailed it, honestly. So I enjoyed every single episode. So thank you for doing that.
Which one besides keto, yoga, the metaverse? Which episode do you think opened up the community's mind? Like, oh, maybe I should look more into it, because I believe that was the comedy is always the purpose of what we do, but I believe also, I think, was it intention to expand the horizons of our community by bringing up these topics that they do not want to go near. So which one do you think out of all those probably hit a little?
And do you because Ant had the luxury of going through all the footage.
The luxury.
Let's call it a luxury. Let's call it
500 interviews that Mike did for the show. Anthony had to look at.
I will say that the Crystal one was the pivotal episode for us, because when we got that guy's response at the end, the guy with the that was saying about crystals, and he was like, Mike had asked him a question, and Mike is very good at kind of finding that line between being like a troll, kind of like poking at them, and then giving them the space to actually give an actual answer. And he had said to Mike, he said, look, you may not believe in crystals, but if you're open enough to understand what it is, then whatever benefit you're looking for, you'll find it. And if you have an open mind and an open heart, it'll be fine. And even at that moment, Mike was like, yo, this is the show.
And a real reaction.
And when he said that, I was like, yeah, this is the show. So that, for me as an editor, changed the rest of the episodes, where I'm like, this is it. So in the beginning, it's funny. In the middle, is informative. And at the end, you have to take away something from it.
Yeah.
So that way, it kind of blends all these generations that we talk to together, because at some point, everybody finds that moment where they're just like, well, what am I taking away from this? So I think Crystals for me was like it may not have what we edited have the biggest like aha moment, but to me, as like seeing all the footage, that had the most kind of like full circle aha moment. That and yoga was like funny just to see people's reactions to the chancleta.
That's right.
I think one of the things that so we want to find sometimes how we could have double standards, or we could sort of be, and I use the term lately, like hypocrite. Because if you think about it, when we talked about cryptocurrency and you're putting the money in there, we came up with the Photoshop of the loteria. How many of our relatives play los numeritos, the lottery, and are putting all their SSI money, all their money in there, and hoping that they can bank it and land the ticket? Or when they're going to Atlantic City and taking it, and they're feeding the addiction of going there. So when we were talking about cryptocurrency, and they're like, oh no, but it's like, but you play the lottery, right? And like, what are you trying to achieve in there? So sort of what we were trying to find also are things that already are existent, they don't question, And then they come present something new, and they're like, no, but it's like, but you're already doing this. So we were discovering some of the stuff in the community that they were doing that sometimes Latinos are being taken advantage of, right? Like we don't want to make any. We saw some stuff that we were like, hey, like they're being taken advantage, putting something on a finance. They have to pay for a very long time because they're trusting it, and they're paying way more than if they went ahead and on Amazon or something. So we were finding that there were a lot of people that were putting pushback. But then when you were like, hey, but you play lottery, you've been playing, oh, claro, que you play con el numerito. I was like, well, so then where's the trust there? Where's the transparency in that system? So we found and discovered that in every topic. But for me, it was the crypto one when I was like, a lot of people, sí, yo play con la lotería. And I'm like, well, so what's it? Well, although I like that episode because that guy in the beginning, he was so arrogant. He's like, lo rico, no? His uncle.
Hay que ser inteligente.
I was expecting him to put some sunglasses on after that and just like drive away in a Ferrari. You gotta be smart.
I have a quick question for Mike and was there a topic that you were gonna do or you decided to that was on the list of topics for the show that you were like, damn, you know what, we're gonna have to cut this one out?
I think if you remember, I think number 7 was gonna be NFT. But NFT and crypto
were kind of close together.
And I think that that would have been too much. And when I'm interviewing people,
also there's a gang I think called NFT in the Heights. Yo, what you want to know about the NFT, yo?
Who's asking?
Hey, sabe NFT? No. El hijo mío sabe de NFT. Yeah, we were gonna do NFT, but then I think there was gonna be something where it was gonna be too specific. So
Got it.
And what, Jamie, for you, which one did you find?
I didn't really watch any of the episodes.
He didn't. No, he didn't.
That's my stuff, which was at the beginning, and then I kind of just
fast forward.
I showed up.
I have 3 beautiful sound bites from Jamie tonight.
The series came out, and like 2 weeks later, yo, you cut my part out? How you cut my part out?
No. Wait a minute. There were certain jokes that I was like, yo, you come out in the metaverse one. I'm like, yo, I say like, yo, are you a meta virgin? Yo?
I think he did the same thing.
They cut that out. They said it was too raw. Meta virgin is not raw. It's not a raw.
I think in Knuckles, he talked about it on the pod that his piece was chopped down.
I call it a Mike and Palmini, a Bago and Palmini special. When they cut out parts of my stuff, but I trust them. I trust them with whatever they want to do. So.
I love Knuckles because if you remember, Jamie had to tie up the nutcrackers around him.
Yeah,
he's the best physical actor. So for him to go and shit would fall off. How many more takes? How many more takes?
Did you really use actual nutcrackers?
No, I did. I
just
literally
like a
water,
juice?
Food coloring.
Yeah, I think it was just like cheap ass juices that you used. Yeah.
So
tropical fantasy. It was just tropical fantasy.
Yeah.
You know, to the 25 cents each, so it was good.
A lot of quarter words. Yeah.
Mike had what in Narcos? You had a whole plane in that. So
yes.
Oh yeah.
Pretty big.
I did.
I don't know how much. I don't know how much of that in the budget was in there, but there wasn't enough for real drinks.
So check this out. So I was talking to Ant, and I was like, "Look, we haven't done a parody in a while. Just came, with COVID, and our last one was DR Ninja. We did one that was based in the 80s. Jerry was the lead of that. And so I was like, if we're gonna come back and do a parody, we gotta take it to that next level. So I was like, let me see if I can get a plane. And then I start Googling that rappers fake that they have their own jets and that they have their own thing and that they actually rent jets that just go out on the runway and then they charge you for a little bit. So some of your favorite rappers fake the funk. And then when I went and it was so funny because shout out to Gil Gil Flores, because we drove in, and the whole time I'm over there, I'm like, yo, I don't know if this is real. Cannot be real. And we went over there, and they're like, half hour, do whatever you want. And then we went and we shot it, and we got extra stuff and everything. But it was fascinating. It just took a little bit of research and to see that, like, the boat shout outs. You know the boat shout out to Monkey Ramona, who had the boat, which came out perfect timing when he had it. But with the jet, was just some research. It was fascinating, and we went all the way deep to Long Island to get it. But it was fun.
There's also a company that sells half of the jet cut off. Like it literally
That's
is.
right.
No, I'm being honest. It's the back part of the jet, and it's set up so you could set rigs on the hole, so you can film inside the actual jet. But you could get the shot going into the door, and this thing is just parked like on a runway.
That's dope.
I literally saw one at a festival, and then the company also rents jets. So it's this company that wants to make it affordable for the normal person to fly private jet instead of commercial. And she went through the whole spiel with me, and I was like, listen, lady, does this fly to DR? No. We're not going.
I don't know, Rick. That sounds like a potential sponsor for the Rick H show.
Maybe.
Don't burn that bridge. Don't burn that runway.
So, Ellie.
Yes.
Ellie, do you have cards with you? I would like to do something.
I actually do. They're the self-care cards, and maybe we just need to, so let's do it. Sacred self-care, I mean, what's crazy? I feel like people don't tap into this as much as we're supposed to because we're always busy. So let's see what comes out, guys.
I always love
what do we need to focus on?
Shuffling. This is perfect for the audio.
Is it like ASMR? Like what do you want to tell me today?
I would totally subscribe to the shuffling OnlyFans.
I'll start a YouTube channel just for that. Oh shoot!
Wow.
Okay, so you know what? I'm just gonna pick 3 because of course there's 3 of you guys, and boom! I didn't even look. I promise. I did look at the first one though.
She's lying. She looked.
Okay, so the first one definitely will resonate with you guys. Abundance planning. So what we're gonna have to do is just kind of focus on moving forward, focus on the new projects. If you guys have new projects that you're working on together, then it's the perfect time. For some reason, there's $10, $20, $150 bills on here. So looks like you got money coming your way.
Let's
go.
So
you already know. And wow, interesting. Okay, so 2 cards. The next one was sex. I don't know. Are y'all? So maybe, funny enough, what's coming up to me for this creative energy is what I'm getting from this.
How do we go from sex to creative? Or is sex, is that the definition
actually
of
goes
sex?
Have you ever seen 50 Shades of Grey? It's very creative. Very creative.
So what I get from this is the fact that when we use our sacral energy, that's your sexual energy, right? But what we use that for is to create new things. This is what I use to, I want to do new music. I'm inspired. What are we really using? It's coming from your gut, so your sacral space. So that's what I'm getting with that. No, it's not the fact that you guys aren't getting laid. I bet you are. So
no, I can give like 2 really full minutes of creative energy.
Oh my God. 2 full minutes, guys. No.
That's because you don't have kids yet. Maybe 35 seconds at this point.
Jamie goes 1 round of creative ideas and he has to take a nap.
He's like, nap time. And then our last one, guys, is going to be meditation. Going inward, finding out what you need to, let's say if there's anything that you want to go back on, like traumas that you need to work through, this is perfect to just channel that. If you feel like you need to move forward and you need to cut off things that you don't need, then you move forward. You just meditate on it and just kind of go with the flow and just focus on the good things that you have in the future. So those are the cards of the week.
Wow, that was.
Thank you.
I learned 2 things.
Thank you so much.
I learned that sex is creative energy.
It is, yeah.
That Jamie's is only for 2 minutes.
a solid 2 minutes of ideas that I'm creatively busting out. Bursting out. I don't know, whatever.
What? Don't cut Mike off.
Cut me off, Mike. Don't cut me off, Mike.
Don't cut me off, Mike.
Ooh, there's a little tension between
wait.
cousins.
Wait, hold on. What's going on? Oh, Mike is. Oh, the previous comment was. Oh,
Wow, all coming together.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
Possibly.
That makes sense. You know, we got to go through the order.
Season
Okay.
2, you never know.
What
Oh,
does
wow.
casting look like
Ooh.
for you guys? Is it hard to find actors to cater to your visions and storylines, or do you work with actors you have and make
Ooh.
gold? I mean, they
Awesome
always.
question.
Good question.
That was a very good question.
That's Eve. I loyal listener. I love her.
Okay.
Hi, Eve.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think we tend to write for people that we've already worked with. I mean, I think that just happens in any creative thing. Like you work with somebody so well that you're just like, oh, this person would be perfect for that. And then there's times where we kind of, I think we do go out of our circle and be like, hey, we need somebody different for this. This would be good to get somebody that we know. And sometimes it's like, I know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, or it's just like, hey, ask around and let's see if we can get somebody.
So on this,
Yeah, I would say also like readings, like sometimes we do readings of scripts just for fun, but it's also like a way also to be like, oh, let's see if this person can do this role. And then you're like, they either hit it out the park or it's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was Zoom, but I didn't really like the way they read that.
Oh. You haven't had one in a while, Jamie, throwing people little.
No, I'm saying it could be both. So it could be good or bad. So we've had readings where it's like, oh, this person's, that's it. Next thing we do, let's do.
I think Jamie's just frustrated out of all the years of being cut out on scenes and some of the comedy gold. I think Jamie Uncut is the next special that needs to be done.
Jamie Uncut?
Yeah,
I'm circumcised, bro.
Scenes.
So I don't know.
Oh.
That could be next, though. That could be next. And we'll just edit it all.
Why?
It'll go from Jamie Uncut to Jamie Cut a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
He said it was in the cards while you're talking about my readings.
Yeah.
Shout out to
should we read? I think we should do one just for Jerry.
Oh,
Ellie, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. You already know. Let's go.
Before we wrap up, let's do one just for Jerry.
Jerry,
I miss you so much.
Say? Yeah, we miss you. We miss you so much, Jerry. All right, let me see. What do the cards have to say to Jerry?
He's down for this idea. So
I have to pull another one. You know what's creepy? I pulled out the abundance planning again. All right, and y'all saw me. Y'all saw me. I was shuffling it.
That's a good one.
Yeah, it really is. Oh shit! It dropped. My bad.
That one that fell.
The one that dropped.
The one that dropped.
2. Oh no, 3. Espérate.
Oh, 3 dropped.
Damn, Jerry. Spirits want to talk to you. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Jerry, are you dehydrated? You better
Cristo te
hydrate.
está llamando.
So, hydrate. You must
I've
be
seen
thirsty.
Jerry play basketball and he sweats a lot, so I do think
Okay.
he could use
Make
some
a vision
Gatorade.
board too. Yeah, some Gatorade and make a vision board. If you need to make a new one, maybe that's perfect planning for you. And then a massage.
I wish I
Go to
got
the
that
spa,
one.
Jerry. And this is all about self-care. So I honestly feel like you just need to rejuvenate yourself. Obviously, everybody's kind of trying to tap in since, obviously we're starting the new year, 2023. But yeah, it's take your time, but also just take care of yourself. That's what these mean. Yeah. And of course, abundance planning, baby. Love it. Yeah.
No, we ended with a massage card, so it was like a happy ending for the show.
Basically.
For the show.
He said from someone else.
I mean,
I cannot with you.
Yo, Jerry is on fire. Yeah. I don't think anything that he's written hasn't made me laugh.
For real.
That's why he needs the water. He's on fire. That's why he needs the water.
Who else knows you better than you, though, Jerry?
Self-love. I did say that.
You
So
hit those spots better than you, Jerry. Just tune in to the next episode.
Rick went to his the sexy voice.
I want to thank
You're welcome.
Bago for always being on the show, always saying yes, always trolling, and always.
Trolling.
Rick,
You know why? Wait. Can I say this? It's good trolling because I first of all him and it was Jerry, right? We did it with Jerry. They all came on as 3 different versions of me on what was supposed to be my final episode, and it was fucking hilarious. And I know it's comedy, and the trolling that Mike does is comedy gold. And I'm gonna give you guys a behind the scene thing. So I was doing a couple seasons back. Somebody came into the chat just like we're doing tonight, and it was like Rick Lover or Rick Fan #1 or some bullshit like that. And they took my picture and they put 2 heart eyes on it. So as we're doing prep for this episode, I'm like, "Yo, Mike, you know what's crazy? I had Anthony's email and I also had Jamie's email. I didn't have Mike's, which is weird. So I text him and he sends me his email. And when I send the email, the photo that pops up is of that. I knew it was him because he had already told me. But it's godlike trolling that he does, and I find that shit hilarious. And I love comedy, and if I have to be the butt of the joke, I'll be the butt of the joke. I can take it.
That's funny.
Look, man, you're a great sport because everyone knows me in this Zoom right now or in the podcast right now knows that I live for, and you're a great sport. It was just so funny. You showed me the picture, and I was like, oh shit, that's right.
He probably didn't even know that was still his.
Yo, I'm just like, because I had to figure out like how to create a new Gmail. I love rickhh@gmail.com. I had to go through the whole process and everything, but no,
godlike trolling. Who goes through all that effort?
No, it was so much. It's
quality.
It's dedication.
Quality. It does. If you're gonna do it right.
Yeah.
You gotta do it. But it helps me, and it helped me with Bago's brief, being in the street, polling. Like it's just like I got that from my dad. Jerry knows I got that from my dad. My dad has the poker face, and I use that to, and sometimes
season two, there should be an episode like about trolling. I would like to know if like these old school Latinos even know what trolling is.
True.
That's actually very good. I mean, do they even know what Twitter is?
Oh, yeah.
Because
do they even know what a laptop is?
I mean, I guarantee you they have an iPad.
How do you get into?
Because I know, they have an because they for sure have Facebook. Tengo que ver qué es lo que está haciendo Juanita.
And WhatsApp.
Mira Facebook, because it's not Facebook. It's Facebook. Mira lo que puso. Ay, mira, un chivo están cocinando allá. And it's just like, it's just to keep tabs on their people in DR or whatever country.
Yep, that's it.
But thank you all. Jamie, thank you
guys
for being sharp and on point. I love your cooking. Anthony, thank you. It's the first time, surely not the last.
Thank you.
And I'm looking forward to season 2.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait. It's gonna happen. We're manifesting this.
We also have, but while we're talking about stuff coming out, us 3 and Jerry, we also have something coming out in a few weeks of some type of medium that'll be coming out to us for. Jamie has something coming out in a few weeks. So
you guys also did a weekend wrap up with Uptown Collective.
That was a ton of fun, man. I love when Jamie drinks. It's like the best. I think he was pulling out.
It's weird seeing me like gradually get tipsy on like because it was straight. There was no cuts. It was just us talking. And you can see me like I was drinking tequila. And you can see me pouring it into my cup. I gradually was slurring my words, like so. Jamie's but I kept it going. I stayed up till the 12th round. You know what I mean? I didn't fall down.
Ask Jamie about the Knicks when he's drunk or when he's had a few. Because in the Remy event.
Wow, that's so true though. Like only in that event you're saying that, but like if you know me, you know, like I could go off on the Knicks.
No, because I was having a conversation with Jamie, and then he came back. He's like, "Yo," because we were talking about the Knicks, and then he just went on a tangent. And
wasn't I shadow boxing near the bar? Yeah, it got weird.
Probably.
It got weird.
That was a great night.
It was. That was a great party.
It was a great night. So I have an announcement to make. The Rick Gay Show will return to in-person interviews this
Whoa!
season, live
Yay.
out of this space studio in Queens. I might bring the guys back. I love recording in person. We had a ton of fun in the monkey room when we did it. So I just want to be back to doing in-person stuff. So this virtual thing is cool. It lets us, interview people in LA and all those other cities, but in person is the best. So
That's a great
Agreed.
sign
Stay
too.
tuned.
Like the world,
Yeah.
world is progressing. That people now are getting to do the interviews in person.
So I can't wait. I'll invite you guys to the studio. We'll do
Queens, it's a little bit far, but okay.
He's warning you already. He ain't showing up.
It's LIC. It's barely Queens. It's
It's barely Queens,
That's like
Skip and a hop.
2.5 trains
right
for
across
me.
the bridge.
Rick, you gotta trick him. You gotta trick him. Like, yo, you want to go to a Met game? And he's like, psych.
Oh,
I'm up in the interview like, Rick, where's the tickets at?
damn, Jerry. Come on. Come on, Jerry.
It's like a big warehouse, and it's like Rick is like, nah, just come here, let's do a show.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful space.
It's a little dark in here, but just keep coming.
We're currently
Up all these rats, yo.
a couple pods out of it. We're doing Millennium Chicklets pod out of the studio, which is doing pretty good. And then there's a few more pods that are about to come out, but the Rick A show will also be recorded at that studio. So I can't wait for that.
Congrats.
Thank you. So we'll see you all back next week. Mike, thanks again. Anthony, thank you. It was a pleasure. And the movie directors, please give Jamie a shot.
Help the needy.
We'll see you guys next week. Since 1985, ASER has helped aspiring Latino students achieve their dream of going to college. But despite students' unwavering desire for progress, they still feel lost and powerless, making the need for support greater than ever. And that means it's time to hacer more. Go further like Katia Acheserata. Apply to the McDonald's ASER National Scholarship. Since 1985, McDonald's has given away more than $33 million in scholarships. Win a scholarship up to $100K. McDonald's is giving away $500K in scholarships this year. You can win one of the 30 scholarships. To apply, go to McDonald's ASER National Scholarships website. Visit mcdonalds.com/ASER. That's mcdonalds.com/ASER.
You feel that now? I feel like Rocky in this one, baby. Let's go. Alright, check it. Blast from the past, back from the future. So if I pull the trigger in the past, know you and your future. I'm still hustling, still hugging the block. The referee to the shit, I'm still calling them shots. I can't be stopped. That's what I told you. I'm living my life like a box of Crayolas. I'm cutting up white, smoking that green. Purple color pens, I'm still making this cream. I'm so sick, check my throat quick. My wrist light up a room like a handful of glow stick. I'm like spoiled milk, the kids.
Muted too.